Netflix and chill became an even more popular phrase last year during quarantine, and with all the advance in technology, we have moved completely from the television world into a world of streaming with different platforms. But there are two streaming giants, Disney Plus and Netflix at the moment, both with nice growth and future potential. Both are kind of the same but way different at the same time. But today we are going to find out which one might be the better investment in my opinion. Consider subscribing and smashing that like button since it really helps the channel out with the YouTube algorithm. Now, I understand that comparing these two companies, Disney and Netflix, just to compare Disney Plus, is not that fair, as even though both have streaming services, Disney have other businesses as well, such as theme parks, resorts, cruises, and more, while Netflix is just a streaming service. But there are some amazing things to talk about, as for example, many believe that Disney Plus could surpass Netflix in 2025. They are competitors, but not at the same time, as both are in the same industry, but definitely have different classes of audiences, targets, and different approaches to get new subscribers. Now, both Netflix and Disney have a huge library of content. We are already familiar with Disney since we were born, or at least since I was born in 1996, as Disney is known as a TV channel more targeted for kids and teens, and Disney Plus is not so different. They are more of a family-friendly platform with many Star Wars and Marvel movies and all of the Disney TV content for kids. Even though Netflix also has family-friendly content, it also targets more adults than Disney. Don't get me wrong, I consider myself an adult and I have Netflix and Disney, as I love Marvel but watch more Netflix than Disney Plus. And also, I know people that only have Netflix as they are not that attached to Disney. Still, it is expected that Disney could surpass Netflix in 2025 and hit 284 million subscribers in 2026. Still, that estimation is down from 2,094 million estimated subscribers, which the firm had made earlier in the year, and Netflix will have 270.7 million subscribers, down from an earlier estimate as well of 286 million subscribers. Something that has benefited Disney is their bundle, which includes Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, and because of that, Disney currently have a lower dropout ratio than its competitor. Now, comparing both companies, we can see that Disney Plus grew over 100% subscribers last quarter, while we can see that Netflix did not grow that much. They reported a growth of about 1% year over year and a decrease quarter over quarter for the US and Canada, 11% growth in Europe, Middle East and Africa, about 7% in Latin America, and 23% in Asia Pacific, which would be a total growth of 8% year over year. But we do have to take into consideration that Netflix has been around for over a decade, while Disney Plus is kind of new. Obviously, being new and having that much subscribers already is incredible, but we do have to understand that it took longer for Netflix, as they were the pioneers in the industry and they were the ones that created this streaming culture, as when they started, they were just delivering DVDs to their subscribers and then switched to streaming services. But they were, in my opinion, the first one, or at least the first ones to get that popular, while they were creating a content portfolio which Disney Plus already had when they started, as they had millions of movies and TV shows already, and it was way easier for them to start than for Netflix. Obviously, we can see that according to this, Netflix has more share of total US TV time as of June 2021, as they have 7%, while Disney only 2%. But the thing is that even though they have more TV time, Disney is growing faster its subscribers, and at the end of the day, what Wall Street care the most is their subscription growth, and then they can focus on TV time and all that. Now, let's compare some statistics to see which one might be a better investment right now. First of all, Disney is currently trading at $174.70 per share, while Netflix $633.02 per share, meaning that Disney is up 37% in the last year, while Netflix 16.81%. Still, in a 2 years time frame, we can see that obviously Netflix is up way more, as well as in a 5 years time frame. But we know that 2 years ago and 5 years ago, Disney did not have Disney Plus. So Does this mean that this previous uptrend in Disney stock for the past year might be because of Disney Plus? It might be, because to be honest, every other segment of their business suffered a lot during the pandemic, and investors started to focus way more in streaming services as they see the potential because of its competition and also in the growth that has been having since they went live. Still, I think we should give it time to see if in the long term this trend continues and Disney does end up surpassing Netflix in that 2 to 5 year time frame. So as of now, Disney takes the point as it is up more than Netflix in the past year, still taking into consideration what I said about the long-term performance. Then revenue growth. Disney revenue growth for Q2 2021 was 44.5%, while Netflix was 19.4%. Still, we understand that Disney do have other businesses which were completely closed during Q2 of 2020, and now that they open, we are seeing this nice growth coming back. While Netflix did not have any problem during 2020. Instead, they saw a huge acceleration in revenue growth, and that might be the reason of why they are seeing such different revenue growth at the moment. I have said it before with other companies, I don't believe that it is fair to compare 2020 with 2021, as 2020 was an outlier, and I would wait until 2022 to kind of have a more accurate competition. But as I can predict the future, here we are, and Disney wins this second point as well. Now, for the revenue expectations for 2022, I know a lot of things could happen, and this could flip around and change, as a lot of things can happen in the short term. These are just speculation and expectations, but still, it is expected for Netflix to have a revenue growth of 14.8% by 2022 and Disney 25.5% by 2022. So again, Disney wins the point here. Then on free cash flow, both companies saw a decrease, and even though it seems here that Disney did way better again, let's see what both companies said. According to Disney, as you can see, their free cash flow decreased a lot year over year, but it was due to higher spending for filming and television content and lower segment of operating results. For Netflix, they explained that free cash flow last year benefited from COVID-related production shutdowns, as they were not able to film as they were used to and have been spending way more money this year with new content. Still, the point is that for Disney here again, then Disney has a better forward PE and a better price to sales ratio. For their balance sheet, both have a nice current ratio here, which is a little over 1.2, and you guys know that everything above 1.2 is incredible in my opinion, as it lets the company focus in the long-term potential rather than short-term problems. Now we can see here that Disney won. It seems to be at a better price or have a better valuation than Netflix right now. It is expected to grow more than Netflix and has a better PE and price to sales ratio. Now, I do want you guys to understand that there is a cap or a limit in this industry, and Netflix is way more near to that limit than Disney Plus. There is a limit of people that have access to internet and are able to pay Netflix, while also we see a lot of people sharing accounts, which limits Netflix growth as well, which is why I believe it is understandable that Netflix growth is slower than Disney Plus at this moment, as Disney Plus is still in kind of early stages. I believe both companies have still a lot of potential long term, as they both continue creating nice and attractive content, like any of the new Marvel movie or any TV show like Squid Game. I currently invest in both companies. I do have more money in Disney than Netflix at the moment, as I started investing in Disney in 2019 and have been at a nice price since then. It got overvalued last year and dropped, and I'm waiting for it to drop below $170 to $165 per share to buy more, as I have a nice average cost at the moment. But even though according to these statistics, Disney is a better investment right now than Netflix, I believe both have their own strengths and weaknesses, but still believe that both could be a good addition to any portfolio in the long term, as we understand that Disney is more than just a streaming company. It is a more diversified and established company. We know that Netflix was a pioneer in the game, and it is just expanding its business to other niches and markets. Then Disney has the huge brand recognition, which it has helped Disney Plus a lot. Right now, I'm looking to to buy more Disney than Netflix at the moment, but that does not mean that Netflix is a bad company. It has a higher valuation right now and would love to see their next quarter earnings. Thank you and see you next time.